It's just one. PSG will still win the league, and I think that it is wrong to now assume that somehow they won't say what up to Uber Eats because of just the one game. So it's just one game. It's just one game. I was promised. I was promised that Messi would drop 50 goals this season. And I'm just saying, I don't think taking an L to Rennes was part of the plan. You see, guys, I remember everything. I remember everything. When Messi was signed, and once Mbappe was confirmed as saying, everybody, and I mean everybody, said, oh my God, Messi is going to give birth to Uber Eats. Messi is going to completely and embarrass this piece of crap, nonsense, good for nothing, filthy, stinking league called Uber Eats. Not my words, your words. This is what was said. And for me, I was one of those guys that said, yeah, man, Messi, this guy's going to go crazy, he's going to go ham. But there's this little inkling in me that said, the French league isn't La Liga. You see, that's, when people talk about which is the best league and so forth, it's hard. La Liga, the players are technically better. They're technically better. And in La Liga, everybody wants to play. It's less physical. They are less tougher players. French league may not have the on-the-ball footballing mechanics that you have in La Liga, but what you have are guys who are way more physical. That's one thing. But then another aspect that people are missing is these guys in Uber Eats, they read social media. They know what you're saying. So every game that PSG play, especially every game that Messi plays, they're going to try doubly hard to make sure that it is as difficult for Messi as possible. Look, Messi was an inch away from scoring that free kick. That was almost a beautifully placed free kick that he had. But the problem is, Messi, you're not really going to have your way the way you had everything. Messi is too good not to score. He will eventually score. But this is going to be far harder because you're playing in a league where it's different and more physical, and you're older. But all I'm saying is that I'm not going to forget the vast amounts of people that told me and promised me that he would drop 50 goals this season. That's what I said. I want to leave Neymar afterwards. Look, Mbappe. For me, Mbappe was the guy was trying. I mean, if that goal stood, that was a very good goal that he scored. That was a very good goal that he scored. And I think he was PSG's most dangerous player, for sure. He was the guy that was causing the most issues. He was the guy that was really popping off and making most of of these things happening. So look, he did his thing. You may say that there were maybe some times where he could have squared it, he could have given it to Neymar and so forth. But I think they said like he's not scoring like 3 games or so forth. So when you're like a goal scorer, non-goal scorer, and you're not scored for ages, you want to say what's up. You want to say what's up. But really, the last thing on Messi before I go to Neymar is, you see, Messi is still Messi. He's not a system merchant. But just one thing I just thought is, in Barcelona, there's a lot of passing of the ball. And the ball is passed around. And Messi is at the center of that. Now, Argentina, it's slightly different, but still in Argentina, everything still revolves around him. He is still the nucleus of the team, and everything still goes through him as a player. The difference in this PSG is you can just see that the way that things are being operated, not everything is going through Messi. And I think Messi is still trying to find his way in this team. Because Mbappe wants to do something, Di Maria wants to do something, Neymar wants to do something, and there really isn't a guy that, okay, because remember, for Barcelona and for Argentina, Messi literally is controlling the ball all the time. In this, there are times where like, oh wait, has Messi touched the ball? He is just sort of roaming all around. So I don't know whether it's a case where Pochettino needs to just say, look, let's get this team playing the way that Messi is used to playing, because if we do it, it could be the best thing for the team. Or whether Messi is going to take Messi some time to play a role that is vastly different from what he has at Argentina or what he has what he had at Barcelona. So that could be an issue there. Neymar. Nobody wants to address this. And everybody is running from this. Nobody wants to address it. People are frightened of addressing this. But I want to talk about it because, see, I've changed, guys. I think the football huts were going into, so we're ending 2021, going into 2022. And I thought football huts, I think a new tagline is called honesty. So I need everyone in live chat, please. I need you to drop hashtag honesty. Hashtag honesty. I am giving you new honest takes. Neymar might be falling out of love with football. I know you don't want to hear that. I know that may seem painful for some people, especially guys like Vilton and so forth. But I do really believe that Neymar may be falling out of love with the game because this isn't the amazing, supremely talented player that we saw at Barcelona or we first saw at Santos. Something is missing. Something is missing. Is it the fact that Messi has now come into this team? That alpha role that he once had has now been taken away, and now because he now has a whole new defensive culture that has affected him, I don't know. But all I know is that this isn't the Neymar that we sort of know. Because look, it's just not that he was bad in this game. We just expect more. And when we got sold, because there was a time when I was watching, I said to myself that, you know, that's Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe are all on the same team. That's insane. Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi, these guys are all on the same team. So that even exists is freaking mind-blowing. So when you just tell me that, wait a minute, Neymar, who's now evolved and I feel has become a better all-round player, Messi, who doesn't want to decline, and Mbappe, whose ceiling is through the freaking roof, I'm like, oh my God. But this just shows you the beauty of football. Because when you look at the players that PSG had on that team sheet, Marquinhos, Hakimi, Donnarumma, Verratti, all those kind of guys, Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, Rennes don't have a chance. And I think somebody was even saying that Rennes were missing, like, I think 2 of their top players. Doku, the guy who was amazing at the Euros, he wasn't even playing. So when you see that, you're like, there's no chance. But that's why we love football so much, because it should not make any sense that Rennes should beat the kind of team that PSG had 2-0. But this goes back to Pochettino. And Pochettino may have to make some seriously hard decisions, because at the end of the day, all that matters is what team can win me points. Remember, guys, this is just one game. It's just one game, so it doesn't mean anything. But we can't not ignore this. PSG are not going to win every single game. Of course, they're going to lose some games. But the thing, though, is we have to comment on the fact that Neymar doesn't look like himself. And I got told Messi would score 50 goals this season. So there is something to be said, and we'll probably talk more about this on the hangout, that is Messi really going to go crazy this season? And if Messi doesn't go crazy this season, should we give the Uber Eats much more respect? Because I will not forget what people said when he was signed. When he was signed, I was promised this guy's going to drop 50 goals. This guy's going to embarrass. I remember doing a poll. I did a poll before Uber Eats started. How many goals would Messi score? I said, okay, we scored 22 to 30, 30 to 40, 42 to 50. Most people said 40 to 50, 50 to 60. That's what most people said, because everybody was hyped. So my thing that if Messi ends up with like what, 15 goals, 16 goals or something, do we need to give this league a little bit more respect? Do it, because that's why, again, there is no simple answer as what is the best league. Because when you say what is the best league, in terms of what? La Liga, players are better, individuals have better footballing skills, and they're far more skillful, and there's much more ability. But in Uber Eats, it's more physical. It's a lot harder. Players are much tougher. So you want to get away with all of the skills, tricks, and so forth that you can get away in La Liga and so forth. So Messi will have to now know that, oh, I think I have to now tweak and adapt my game. Messi's going to get something. He's going to get something, but I think it's going to take a lot longer for Messi to really understand how this team works and understand how defenders in Uber Eats work. It's going to take some time. But the thing with Neymar is Because if somebody even made a point that Neymar overall is a better player now, 100%. We are seeing the sort of we've seen sort of the best version of Neymar in the last few years since he's got to PSG, the players that we thought he would become. Because my issue at Barcelona was he just hugged the left wing touchline and we didn't really get the full Brazilian course that we thought we were going to get. But as someone mentioned, he's become less effective. At Barcelona, you could see he was professional, he was focused, he said what's up, he was fully invested in the game. Something just tells me that Neymar Jr. isn't as totally 100% invested in the game as he was while he was at Barcelona. I think with each given season from PSG, it just seems as if I feel he's just going with emotions. He's just going in with emotions. And there was always an issue with this whole PSG project that this project was built solely for the Champions League. And can these guys motivate themselves in Uber Eats? Because that's why anybody who's won a treble, it's hard winning a treble. Insults Bundesliga all he wants. Insults Bayern all he wants. Bayern still have to get up and motivate themselves to say what's up in the Bundesliga every single week. And then also motivate themselves to say what's up in the Champions League. So people just think, oh yeah, like it's super. Well, you have to still beat these guys. These guys are still here, and PSG will still win the league this season, but teams will make them sweat, and they'll make them suffer. And I think Messi is now realizing that this isn't the holiday getaway that he thought it was, because that's what everyone was said. Because once Messi joined this, everyone said, "Oh my gosh, this guy, he's quit. What's he done? Look at Cristiano goes to the Premier League, one of the toughest leagues in the world. Messi's going to a retirement home." It's not a retirement home, guys. It's not a retirement home. I'm watching the games, and Messi is still trying to figure out, okay, how do I say what's up in this new situation that I'm in? So it ain't plain sailing. It ain't plain sailing. And I will go back to the whole thing of I don't think Eminem is going to work. Eminem will just work by default because they have three amazing individuals. So Neymar will produce something, Messi will produce something. So they will, of course, produce moments. But that consistent cheddar that you got from MSN, you're not going to get that with Eminem. Because Mbappe is a vastly different kind of player than that, the kind of ballets, and Neymar just isn't as effective or as invested or as focused as he was at Barcelona. So I always tell to guys that don't be reactionary, don't get fully overhyped. Don't get fully overhyped. I mean, and I'll say it again, these guys, because they're so talented, of course they're going to go for it in the Champions League. I can almost guarantee you they're not winning the Champions League. I can almost guarantee, if I had money, I would bet money now that these guys are not winning the Champions League. It's not happening because it don't happen like that. You don't play the Champions League. The Champions League ends for play. The Champions League ends for play, man. It ain't for play. Shout out to your boys watching TV, man, who says, I said it. Messi is a system player. Barca played for Messi. I wish he came to the BPL. It would have been bad for him. Ronaldo can play on Mars. What I've always said is that, look, I will always say that Messi is the better footballer. I'll always say that. He's always a better footballer. But Cristiano, I believe, is more adapt. Cristiano can play anywhere because he'll just figure out. So he can still be effective anywhere. I don't want to go out on a limb and just say Messi is a system player. I don't want to do that. Let's see how this PSG thing goes. Basically, come back to me at the end of this season. If at the end of this season, Messi drops 10 goals, is in and out of games, I didn't say what's up, then maybe you have something. But for someone this good, let's watch and see. But at the moment, it does seem as if it's not plain sailing. It's not plain sailing. I think even more so we need to maybe throw a bit of respect on Uber Eats. Uber Eats deserves a little bit of respect. Rahul Kidman, 0 shots on targets. Hashtag LST, hashtag calling game cam, hashtag honesty. Wait. You can't, you can't. Let me double check. Oh, oh my God. Wow. 0 shots on target. Lord. Oh man, that's bad, man. That's bad. That's bad, man. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. 0 shots on target. Um, that's bad. That's bad, man. That's bad. From MN man, thank you for the dub, MN man. MN says, "Do you think Messi at this age saves himself for UCL World Cup?" Yeah, there could be there could be an element to that for sure. I think there could definitely be an element to that. I think he knows how old he is. He still wants to play. See, when you're a footballer who loves the game the way that Messi does, you always want to win. You always want to play. So I still feel that in any Uber Eats game, he still wants to go out, say what's up, and still prove himself, though. Um, but I think he knows that I really have to. There's no point in me putting every bit of my strength for an Uber Eats game against Rennes. But come that UCL game, come that World Cup, that's where I've got to split. Like the amount of efforts Messi gave in the Copa America, he ain't going to give it an Uber Eats game. So it's just not happening. No, like, and I think when you're old, you should pick your poison. For sure, you should pick your poison. Daniel Gonzalez, man, thank you for the dub. Daniel Gonzalez, thank you for the dub. He says, Ligue may not be the best league in Europe, but people forget the top clubs from the other top 4 leagues do a lot of recruiting here. There's a lot of talent in this league. No, look, which is true. My guy, my number one guy, that dude, Hazard, he came from Lille. Hazard came from Lille. What's it called? Mendy came from Rennes. A lot of guys that you now see in the Premier League and so forth came from the French league. Like I say, Hazard, in terms of the eyes and abilities, one of the best players in the world, and he came from Lille. So for me, I still feel the quality in La Liga is still the best, but there is some quality in the French league, but it's tough as nails. It's tough as nails. Like, I don't think that Messi will do to teams like Elche and all these dudes in the same way that he will do with these guys in the French league. But what I'm just saying is that guys in Uber Eats will be like, oh, we're supposed to get lubricated. We're going to respond. You think we're going to get lubricated? Relax. We're going to respond to all of those guys that think that we're just going to bend over and get pimp smacked. Well, they're going to respond. They're going to respond. From boy, QC8, Messi, better player first half. Kylian Mbappe missed a lot. Rennes lives. Rennes live. Yeah, look, man. I mean, Messi was pretty good in the first half. I think he created some good chances. There were a few opportunities where he got the ball. I think he did like one nice through ball to Mbappe. He did another ball over the top to Mbappe, and Neymar free kick hit the post and so forth. So he looked good. But I just think that, and there were chances where he could have. I think he had 2 chances that he could have scored in the first half. Like because he didn't make a good connection with the ball, he could have done a lot better, man. So it is what it is, man. So says, I told you, Messi is finished. I blame Messi. Aren't we slightly overreacting here? So TV. Aren't we slightly overreacting here? Because what's this guy doing? Let's just see how the games flow. You see, people want this Messi guy to fail. And my thing is that we need a larger sample size. We can't call Messi a system player after 6, 7 games. That makes 0 sense. Remember, guys, this is hashtag honesty. Hashtag honesty is we cannot come up with a consensus after so few games. We can't do it. But all I'm saying is that Messi, but what is no? This is for sure. This is no holiday camp, bro. This is no holiday camp. And the notion that he was going to come in here and embarrass the league and score 50 goals. See, this isn't MLS. This is not the MLS. This is not the MLS. Oh, and from your boy Bash A man, Bash A says Suleiman from your hangout balled against LSG today. Oh, hashtag free Mbappe. Well, look, no, Mbappe is joining in this next summer, so that's already a fact. Mbappe 100% is going to join next summer, so that is already done and dusted and so forth. He is joining next summer. That's a fact. That is happening. He is joining next summer, man. From your boy AG man says, I've always thought that teams in Ligue 1 will step up once this PSG super team was formed. They're now extra motivated to beat PSG. No, see, for me, you can see it from the fans. Every time PSG play away from home, that's why Neymar sort of became the villain. Every time they play away from home, there is just an extra energy you feel from the fans of the home side. Is like, man, even if we don't win the league or so forth, let's just beat PSG. Trust me, ask any Rennes fan right now, they're like, we're good for the season. Like, this is obviously one of the happiest days for our horses because we beat PSG in our own home ground. But the introduction of Messi and the way that Messi was introduced and the way Eminem was introduced, every single French team will be even way more motivated than they were when Neymar arrived. Because Rennes now will be like, oh, I thought this was the GOAT. No. You told us this was the GOAT. No. You told us he's going to score a hat trick every single game. That's what you told us. Oh, you told us that Eminem would embarrass us. So every team will be like, oh, wait a minute. Isn't Eminem supposed to score like 4, 5, 6 goals every season? It's going to be tough. You see, obviously, everybody has the basic motivation to win a game. That's fine. What every manager wants is that extra motivation. The motivation beyond just winning, that general competitive nature of winning, but that extra motivation of, oh, was supposed to get pimp smacked, we're going to respond to that. And we're going to tell you why we're not going to get pimp smacked. So it's that reaction to that is very key. You know, HH, who is going to get sacked, Ole or Poch? I would still say that Ole has more chance of getting sacked than Poch. Oh, that's a great question. That's it. That's probably a great question for the Hangouts because I would say Ole, but Ole is in a safer position than Poch because of the PSG products and how desperate they are to win. Poch will always be on the hot seat. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the goal in 1999, Man United, they're much more of a business club. They're not really about winning trophies. And the fact that Ole has been here for 3, 4 years and not won a trophy, they've already given him a contract extension. He's in a different position and in a safer position than Poch. So Poch may get sacked before. True to man. What up, baby? What up, True to my guy, man? Are you ready for Man City, bro? Who's more overrated, Eminem or Eminem? Eminem is more overrated for sure. Marshall Mathers is more overrated because Eminem is at the end of the day, these guys will have a game where they will pop off. There's too much talent between Messi, Neymar, and Thingy. Eminem, dude's albums age like milk. Try listening to Marshall Mathers LP or him trying to kill his mom or his ex-wife in 2020. Like Eminem's music in 2021 is it doesn't hit, bro. It doesn't hit. So Eminem, Marshall Mathers is definitely much more overrated, man. So no, look, man, it's here's the thing though. The main thing is the UCL. You see, you know what? Let me flip it. Let me flip it. I think the difficulty they may go through in Uber Eats could be the best thing for them. Because if they're made to suffer to win, them be in the right mental state for when they now play in the UCL. So if they now have to really dig in deep and dig hard, and if teams really force and are really tough against them, 100% it will help for the UCL, because the danger was it's so easy, it's so simple that they can beat these guys in their sleep. So once they now face a Bayern or a Man City or a Chelsea or so forth, or a Real Madrid, it's hard for them to make that step up from like, oh, this is easy pieces to, oh shit, we now have to now say what's up. From Raul KN, man, who says, Ney is finito. Show me his trophies outside Uber Eats in the last 6 years. Look, I know that Neymar, let's see what he does this season. I know that Neymar has the he has the World Cup coming this year as well. But gotta keep it real. I just feel that Neymar might be on the decline. He just doesn't feel like he's the same player. That's just me keeping it stuck. He doesn't feel like he's the same damn player, man. So it just feels like if the dude could be on the decline, man. Just keep me real. Just keep me real. It feels like if this guy could be on the decline. This he just doesn't have the same. It's not the same Neymar. It's not the same Neymar because and I think that could be an issue because I think for Eminem to work, they all have to be popping on. Because if Neymar is at his best, Messi is at his best, just even both of them are at their best, it's crazy. But if they're both at their best and Mbappe is at the best, they can't be stopped. They can't be stopped. But the version is that they're not all at their best right now. But so Neymar, because Messi can't do it by himself. He can do it all on his own. And the whole point of Messi coming in is that, oh my shit, I've got two other guys who aren't Braithwaites or freaking Coutinho. Actually have guys who know how to play. Actually have guys who actually know how to say what's up. So look, no. See, I'm not going to come out and say he's done or he's finished. No. That's too much of a finite statement. All I'm saying is that people just have to be worried. People just have to be worried about, could it be, maybe, thing and so forth, man. Actually, you're delusional. This team isn't winning anything. They will still win Uber Eats. They're winning Uber Eats for sure. French Cup, I don't know. They're not winning the Champions League. I still believe they'll win the league. They will not win. I don't think they win the Champions League. Now they can win the Champions League because, guys, talent is talent. Talent is talent. They're just too good, and you cannot ignore just how good these guys are. You can't ignore. You cannot ignore how good these guys are. These guys can pop off. These guys can 100% pop off at any time. And guys, it's still pretty early in the season. You see, we can't come out and say, "Oh, they're done. It's finished. They're not going to win anything." When, guys, we're only in October. We're at the very start of October. Now, if this is March and April and it's not popping off, fine. But they can still win the Champions League. So there is still so much more to come. And remember, guys, the beauty about football is so much stuff can change. What could be apparent in September, October could be totally different in January and February. Look, when Bayern Munich won the treble, and I said I wanted Bayern. For half of that season, Bayern looks like they wouldn't even come close to winning even the Bundesliga or the UCL. Under coach for that season, like, man, these guys are going nowhere fast. Thingy comes in, changes everything. Same thing. Remember when they had Ancelotti? It wasn't going well. Where this guy's going? Hansi Flick. So sorry, no. Your Pankers comes back, changes the whole thing, man. So you just never know, man. Thank you for the dog, Pierre Richard Michel. Thank you for the dog, man. Thank you for the dog. But it's just one of those. It's one of those questions that people have to ask: Is he falling out of love of the game? That's what we have to discuss. Is Neymar not as invested in football as he once was? Because I'm just looking at body language and so forth, and we know he likes to party. And there's a pattern of several Brazilians that go through this where it happens to Adriana, happened to R9. I think it happened to Rubinho, happened to Dino, happened to Adriano. They all fall out of love with the game and just focus on just partying and so forth. Pierre Richard Michel, bonjour mon ami, bonjour mon ami, ça va? PSG are playing Marseille at the Velodrome on the 24th. It's going to be a big game. That's going to be a big game. And you know how desperate, because obviously it's always a big game. This is always a massive derby and so forth. But the fact of Messi being introduced, Messi will be extra motivated to say what's up against him. So look, it's going to be interesting. Like, I'm going to be following this PSG story in Liga is going to be super interesting, man. And from Jaden Alvarado, man, thank you for the dub, Jaden, man. Thank you so much for the dub, man. Thank you for your support. What the hell was that? Neymar runs right smack into people and falls. If Ligue is Uber Eats, which league is Postmates? But I have no idea, man. But Neymar, like, you see, when we think of Romario, Dino, Arnon, and all these guys weren't just falling over, tripping over themselves, tumbling over. Like, these guys actually played. These guys actually wanted to actually play, you know. So just the way that Neymar is operating, man, I don't know. He's and the shocking thing is, he was supposed to be the best player in the world. He was supposed to take over Messi. And in terms of, he scores highest on the eye test. That's his also. He is the highest. Based on the eye test, he scores the highest on the eye test. So a guy who we know scores the highest on the eye test should be so much more than he is right now. And because guys, imagine if Neymar retires and never wins the Ballon d'Or. Now that's imagine if Neymar goes through his entire career. R9 won it, Rivaldo won it, Dino won it. Imagine if Neymar goes through his entire career and he never wins the Ballon d'Or. Just think about that for a moment. Your boy JJ Bridges says Ronaldinho, Robinho, Neymar, age 30, Brazil tax. I told you there's a pattern. There is a pattern that once they fall out of love, we know in Brazil there are beautiful women there and people love to party. Everything changes, bro. Everything freaking changes, man. From your boy, but it says HH, the Ole and Poch pack is destroying Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, Cristiano is still scoring. Well, obviously he didn't score in his last game, but he's still scoring. I don't know whether you can blame Poch for what's Messi. I mean, okay, what is Poch doing to restrict? What is Poch doing to restrict Messi? What is Ole doing to restrict Cristiano? Okay, he didn't play him he didn't start him in the last game because he wanted to rest him. But Messi, you're given, that's your role, the free role. So he's given a free role where you can roam wherever you want. So Wilson, relax, bro. Stop hating. Okay, guys, look, man. Let me prepare for this Chelsea. Sorry, not for this Liverpool City game. All I'm saying, guys, is look, man. There's still a long way to go, but I'm not sure whether this whole Eminem thing is going to work. Personally, from the show, whether it's going to work. And I'm just saying, maybe Neymar will come and be freaking amazing and say what's up. I'm just saying that Rafaela's brother might not be as interested in achieving the very heights in this game that he once was. And if he doesn't win the Ballon d'Or, that's whether I care about the Ballon d'Or, that's irrelevant. Forget about me. If he doesn't win that Ballon d'Or, yes, I could be messed up.